Hello, everyone. My guest for the episode will be Mr. Jian Bueno. Mr. Jian has a PhD in education, formation of teachers, trainers, and coaches. In addition to his educational background, he also is a bodybuilding competitor and a Jiu Jitsu athlete. Mr. Jian today will be discussing how the diet variation is important for optimal sports performance. He's also going to be discussing how the strategic timing of nutrients, especially carbohydrates, is important for muscle recovery and muscle growth. He will be talking about how listening to the body and mind is important for determining the best training program and diet for each individual. In addition to that, he's going to be talking about how the muscle size does not correlate with the strength of the person. And something which I found very fascinating is how coaches and trainers should prioritize emotional management of their athletes and clients when they are taking care of their training regimen. So I hope you enjoyed this conversation. I found it very fascinating. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Thank you very much. Good morning, Jian.
Good morning.
How are you? How was your morning today?
Great.
Jian, let me start off the conversation by just introducing yourself. Just tell the audience who is Jian.
So my name is Giancarlo Benetti Bueno. I'm from Brazil, original from Brazil. I'm 50 years old. I'm a PhD in education, and my first degree is in the physical education. I'm degree in physical education. After I always play martial arts in sports since young. I have a huge curiosity about and excitement about the sports, and so why not? I have a huge connection with my teachers, with all my trainers. So it's like they are like an example for me, how they train, how they captivate, they bring all them around them. Everybody loves these guys.
Everybody loves the coaches.
Yeah, because they have respect. They motivate, they keep them high, push them higher, the motivation, the expectations, everything. Oh man, I will try. So I'm start to make a physical education, finish my certificate, finish my bachelor around 99. And this time I was practicing wushu, like a kung fu.
Type of martial arts.
No, kung fu.
Kung fu. Oh, okay.
Kung fu. I practiced that for 10 years, 15 years. I practice a lot in Brazil, kung fu. So they call it sanda. It's like a Muay Thai, but it's close to Muay Thai. But it's Chinese version.
Okay, it's called Sanda?
Sanda. And after in university in the last years, I have some guy, they come presentate like the Jiu Jitsu in the martial arts subject. They have a subject of martial arts, how to teach combat sports in the physical education. Okay, I go there, make a practice. You see, I like to fight. I see this guy, man. It was huge, frustrated. Maybe in 10 minutes, in 10 seconds, I'm down, tapping from 3 different ways that I don't remember. Man, I'm gonna learn this shit. So,
I was learning the wrong stuff. Now I need this one.
yeah. And the Kung Fu, you learning a lot. Also, is ground techniques, but Jiu Jitsu is far specialized in the ground, in close combat in the ground. So he practices 100% of that. Kung Fu is more wide, huge philosophical martial arts. So it's more detailed for different techniques. You use weapons, you use your self body, close combat on the ground and stand in different circumstances.
I see.
And have a more skills to learning. And otherwise, in the jiu-jitsu is solve the problem on the ground. So in the street fight. After that, I start to practice jiu-jitsu and open my mind for. I start to practice a lot. Get some competitions, fight with the huge guys, 100 kilos bigger, because in jiu-jitsu, like you need to prepare for the wall in the war.
Yes.
In the battlefield, you don't never know who gonna stay in front of you.
Yes.
In front of you. Even in the street, you don't know each kind of deal you have. You must
will come in front of you to confront you.
Yes, you must feeling confident and the challenges. So if practice, I start to training and get some hernia in the cervical because I have a 55 kilos at the time.
Oh.
And these guys that if you go any jiu-jitsu school, the average of weight of them is
80 kilos.
85. This guy's huge.
And you were 55 and training with them.
Yeah, it's every day. Even I work like a personal trainer. And so, they need to assist, carry the weights, put it to your student, put it down. In my training, my workout train also, so this overloading broke in my hernia. So I got the doctor. They say, okay, you need to gain this weight for protect your neck. Okay, nice. I push myself for bodybuilding.
To gain more weight.
Got more weight, to get bigger, for protect my neck, and for have more like a safety when I practice jiu-jitsu.
I see.
Okay, so I start to learning. I go to deep world of bodybuilding and I start to learning more biomechanics, combination techniques for grow muscle. Is not only they said this is just gear, this is just steroids. Man, so far this is the last thing that you put in your mind.
Think about.
You think about. You 24 hours thinking about your meal. 24 years about thinking about your sleep. How we gonna eat tomorrow? Tomorrow I need to put 2 grams more less carbohydrate. After you need to put 4 grams more protein. After I have a leg days and I need to rest. Man, it's another knowledge. It's another word. So after that, I make one master in the sports cardiology.
Sports cardiology.
That I study about the training, retraining in the rats. But the main is the evaluate the impact of the multiplication of the vessels in the heart and the dilatation.
What's the dilatation?
Dilatation is like means like you have a contraction in the relaxation.
The contraction and relaxation of the
arteries. And so most of the case of the hypertension is because they lose the capacity of the elasticity of the vein. So the pressure is still high. So once you practice more catecholamines, you make more cardio, have a more you call it shear stress, when your blood pass more over your veins, not high intensity, not in low intensity. You must have an intensity enough for your blood slide your veins and create some pressure, and you start to create because our veins is like a muscle. They have a small contractility. So I evaluate the impact of the training in the contraction and in relax of these vessels.
I see.
So, and you be able to multiply the vessels. So if you want maybe have some clot, the another can replace them. The blood can find another way. They call in this anastomosis. So in the heart. So this
that's a really like it's the first time that I know that in the veins there's like a muscle as well that contracts and
relaxing
and relaxes.
So they calling this the like that's why everything come to the bodybuilding. They put NO2, oxynitric. Oxynitric
Nitric oxide, yeah.
nitric oxide is one of the agents that promote the dilatation.
Dilation of the veins.
Yeah, that's why you feeling more pump in your muscles. But it's not unrelated or this is related to, so where is the moment where is this happen? This you create more blood in your, when you don't have oxygen in the
veins.
in the veins. So in the muscle, you put it down the apport of blood. So that's why when you squeeze your arms, the veins pop out. So why do you close? They call it the occlusion training. Occlusion. They lock, make a biceps, make exercise.
Very true.
Make exercise. Don't have more blood. You needed this
so you
blood.
feel more pump flowing through that area.
Yes, because they have a less oxygen inside. So when you put it then out, this irrigate maybe 2 times the more. This is about the nutrition of the muscle, but have a part of the how you offer blood for this muscle. Do you need veins? Do you need arterioles? Do you need support for send blood for this part? So you need more veins, more apport for nutrients for these muscles.
I see.
It's not only static, like they said.
I just have a small question. Like, does what we eat, does it affect the blood flow and, let's say, how much level of oxygen do we have in the blood? Does what we eat affect that?
Well, this is more relation of your status of conditioning. Of course, I have some research that say that obese persons in overweight, they have a less oxygen uptake, have a VO2 is less, but more is related to the sedentarism. They are sedentary person.
Sedentary lifestyle of a person.
Is lifestyle, so it's more related to lifestyle. So your consumption of oxygen is not related only about the food, of course. If you think about oxygen, you need to think about iron. Want to think about iron, you need to think about all foods related to iron. Carbohydrates lead more water inside of the cells. Each kind, they promote more energy. Of course, if they have a more water inside, they have a more more capacity to spend energy and oxygen.
Jian, like nowadays, I see people and dietitians, they are talking more about the ketogenic diet or the carnivorous diet, where they don't eat as much carbohydrates as the regular bodybuilding type of nutritional diet. So do you think in terms of energy, do you think that fats promote the same amount of energy for a person as much as carbohydrates? Like, what's the difference between the energy that we take from carbohydrates and the energy that we take from fats?
Well, it is simple. Fats, they promote to around 9 grams calories, and carbohydrates around 4. Carbohydrates you need it. That says I don't like to say which one is better. I'm not this guy. I think you need to use all kinds of the diets, and keto is not a diet, it's a methodology. It's like a fasting diet.
I see.
So it's like for me, you can use different types of diet because it's very hard. Like what I see, most of the persons that I know that interview, like don't have a mental strength, and lifestyle to support the demand of stress to live without carbohydrate.
Very true.
So what happened? They quit. They quit the program. So everything, all the diets that is too aggressive, unique, I do follow only this like a style.
Yes.
Man, you don't do it. So like bodybuilding, maybe in bodybuilding you make it 3 different, maybe you can make it every 3 days, 4 days, 1 week, you change your diet because the idea is broke the plateau. When you make one diet, you create one steady state.
Very true.
Your body, oh, okay. Now you go there and broke again. So you cut a little bit down the carbs or put it down your calories, or always you broken. The idea is you still broken. You think in your body, you shaking your mind, shake your body to promote more fat burning. All the time your metabolism is still working, not stable.
So in a sense, you need to give your body a shock
all the time.
So you need to shock your body and not keep it, let's say, in one state for a long time. Like if you shock the body in less calories or more calories, would your metabolism adjust? In what way? Like for example, if one day you decided that today I'm gonna, let's say, eat a lot of food, does that shock your body in a way where the metabolism increases to burn more through the week?
If you're talking about carbohydrates, you talk about ghrelin that activate more your fat metabolism. But for another side, if you put too much carbohydrate in your calories intake, they talking this about the trash day or
cheat day.
Man, this you use only if you still train a hell. Cheat day when you stay like, you see me close to the competition, I'm like a homeless.
Yes.
So you need one cheat day to give him a little bit more power to keep in training and to keep him burning fat. Otherwise, if you stay low, all your metabolism switch off. Even your capacity to lose fat stop. So at less, like a live example, if more training you are, less your capacity to develop. So even in diet, with less fat you have, is less the amount you need to train 3 times to lose the same amount. Is more, you need to train more to lose the same amount.
The same amount which you used to burn before.
Yeah, you can't. You can't you need to train more to burn the same because your body is still more prepared. You're more tired. You don't have a substrate. You don't have energy to do that same way. So that's why they're using this cheating day to give you more energy to you keeping. So you activate ghrelin, you activate your hormones, you activate leptin, that hormones that help you to burn more fat and produce more energy. Because they are together. You need carbohydrates to produce energy to burn fat. Do you need more energy for the longer of the day? For in the longer of the day, you burning more fat at the long of the day. So in my opinion as a coach, what I see all the strict diets is they are lead to fail. So you need to have a balance. So balance means choose 2 or 3 different types of the meals, regulate and balance by the calories. So you can have 2,000 calories in keto, eating only fat and protein.
I see.
You can have 2,000 calories in fast diet. You eating all these 2,000 calories
within certain time.
In certain time. For me, in my opinion, is not good because there's too much stress
on the body.
On the body in the short time. And you can have the same amount, put it all the carbohydrates before and around
the training
or your peak of the intensity of your hard life. Like if you work hard, you work walking, so you put a little bit more carbohydrates. And that time, like during the day, in the middle of the day, around your training, you can make the same 2,000 calories using carbo cycle. That I love it. I love a carbo cycle because I was shocking you. So you can manage this. You can manage this progress easier. So because the loose fat is related to the amount of calories that you put it, even how you put it down. So it's math. If I spend 3,000 calories, I put it 2. If I spend my body, my activity, and I spend 3,000 calories during my day, I use it 2, or 1,500, 1,700 more. So you need a specialist nutrition to make the evaluation. Follow you. This you don't see in 1 month. Your body answer fast. In 3 days, sometimes you're already boring for eating the same shit.
Very true, very true.
So you need the nutritionist must stay active for you. They must give diet for every 3 days. So in bodybuilding, so we always changing every 3 days, every 2 days, to don't lose the focus. But also you preserve the macros, you preserve the nutrients, you try to replace inside of the same amount,
the same calories,
same calories and macros. Like one day, tomorrow I have a leg, so I need a little bit more calories. I need a little more protein. The proteins I put more after because you need for synthesis the proteins. But also you need some you need carbohydrates. After more high carbohydrates, exactly after the training, because they activate the insulin. The insulin help to promotion the testosterone that help you to gain muscles. So that's why the most important meals is the 3 meals exactly after the training. And because when you're going to train before, you already have it for another day, everything inside you. You don't need to. So then I'm going to eat this, eat that, eat that. You're going to train with your belly like this. That's why the guys vomit during the training. I'm feeling bad. Because all the blood is in the stomach is not properly where they must be in the muscles. So my concept is that, but I'm not a professional nutritionist. I work more like an educator. So that's point of view that's
when it comes to the calories count and the nutrition of the
and everything you can manage. So it's more related for the amount of calories and your macronutrients and how your mind is enough strong for support.
And how does your mind like react with a certain diet? When do you need
struggles?
To change? When do you need to like do some changes here, there, shock your body? Like you have to listen to what does your body need. Because from what I see, like there's no one type of diet that works for everyone. Like everybody has a different lifestyle. Everybody has different needs. Everybody has like different metabolism, different body problems.
That's a point. That's a point. Like I have, if you choose like one example, I choose keto because I have some issues. It's okay. I talking about someone that don't have any issues. They want to lose fat, for shape. I don't have when I talk with some client, you make some interview, anamnesis, look everything. You have some disease, you have some gastric intestinal problems. What the last time that you visit your gastroenterologist? You go to toilet. You make it good, make thick. You don't have a constipation. You have a constipation because all this is related. This is important. They say, why do you ask this, man?
It's very important.
How you absorb? How many fibers do you put in your food? If you put too much fibers, you don't absorb too much. It's good for intestine, have a good pressure, like a motility, because even the veins, the intestine, they working like a contraction.
I see.
So you need to offer something. But another type, too much fiber, they take place for the good carbohydrates that you need to absorb. So when you need like what have a more fiber, there's less absorbed. So less convert in glucoses.
So if you eat, like, let's say, a high fiber diet, you will absorb less carbohydrates from your food.
Sure. See, the net carbohydrate that they call it. So they have one amount that go to your intestine, and the one part, like on chocolate, I have 15 grams of the carbohydrate. All of them carbohydrates are sugar, so high in the glycemic. And 5 grams of fiber. You're gonna absorb only this 50%. This go to fiber. But why you can use this fiber? You take fiber from rice. You can take a fiber for papaya. You can take a fiber for oats. You can take a fiber for another, so you can use it then in another time. Like I prefer using this in the first meal in the morning. Like why they put it papaya or put in the yogurt, Greek yogurt, because they are found like lubricant.
Lubricant for the
intestine, for stomach, for all your intestine. And the intestine, you lubricate. After you can put in another things. This is good for your motility. And after that, you use these fibers in that time. So after that, you can use, like before training, you need fast, something more fast to be 100% absorbed. And like potatoes, sweet potatoes, some juice with no pulp, just juice, small amount. Just remember that they say I prefer the fruit that the concentrate, because they say one apple make you take like 50 grams, 60 grams of carbohydrate. So in 1 cup of concentrate, you take
more,
maybe 5 to 6 times more that you needed. So you have a peak of glycemia, so your performance go down. So take one fruit.
Is it true that in the juice, the fiber layer of the fruits gets broken down? This is why it goes up in the glycemic index. Because like I read once that if you eat the fruit, you will keep the fiber around the fruit itself.
Yes, use like a fiber.
It's better, yeah. This is why it's better compared if you drink a juice. The juice breaks down the fiber, so it will have a higher glycemic index and it will shock the body and the insulin.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Is that the point? So as I said, you have a special moments to use different types of fruits. If you think about performance, you think about conditioning. So you need to put the right food in the right time during the day. So that's why I like to prepare the meals. Some people eat and don't have a time to prepare the meals. But my good advice for everybody that look in your channel or here, spend maybe 1 hour every day at night to prepare your meals for the long day. One fruit, and put in a pack, in a cooler, take with you. So it's you don't come in at night and eat like a monster, and you keep your levels of glycemia, insulin stable during all the day. That's this put your fat low, help you to lose fat. Put the good proteins after training. Oh man, but I train at night. Okay. After training, you can take one chicken, you can take one fish, because it's the fast absorption. You don't have a bad night.
Yes.
One whey protein, isolate, or for me, the doesn't matter. It's just for more personal in the time of speed absorption, the amount of absorption. But take one whey protein. You can take whey, you can take a fish, you can take a salad. Carbohydrates. After training, someone fast, you can take one juice, you can take one potato, because they are gonna fast absorbed.
Honey, dates, whatever it is, fast absorbing.
The absorbed, put your glycemic high. Only that moment after hard training means you look like a.
Yes.
It's not make a 3 sets and sit down on the telephone.
Look at the phone.
Man, if you left that expression, if you don't have a pen, you don't sweat, you don't deserve it. So this is not training. So
you have to like earn your calories. Like you have to work hard to enjoy the calories.
Like I think, go out fat, go out fat, go out fat, go out fat. You need to go to challenge yourself. And after this kinds of the training, you'll be able to manage your diet, think about but even for normal person, you can, if you making meals, you have a more healthy life that just split in 3 days, in 3 meals or 4 meals. In some circumstances that you work a lot, you don't have a time, okay, you can use the fasting diet. So for 12 hours that you're working, like me in the school, I don't have a time. Sometimes I make a fasting diet until 2 o'clock when I have my first meal. After 2 hours, I go training, workout, and I have 3 to 4 meals after my workout. Understand? So, but as bodybuilder, I can't have this kind of the diet forever. Maybe in search period. Okay, after some time, I need to put in more food, or I need to eat more, or during the night, I need to wake up and put in more calories.
In terms of bodybuilding, like you mentioned,
now you go to another planet.
yeah, because like
now I gotta go to another planet. It's not more normal persons. This bodybuilder is not the guy that go 3 times a week. He's not the guy that go 3 times a week, look at the telephone, you walk in the treadmill, make it 2 kilos, 2 little bones here. No. Bodybuilding, you see, bodybuilding is ugly face, throwing the weight, hunger. Man, this is it's kind of lifestyle. So do you look in the shape all the time? It's not a Adonis syndrome. You don't know, these guys like, oh no, it's too ego. I'd like to see yourself too much. But they like to see the changes.
Yes.
They like to see the changes. And you can see sometimes, if you try to stay 2 days, lose water, your body starts to change. If you eat 1 day more carbohydrate, in 2-3 days, your body puff.
Yes.
So do you see this change? Once you start to understand your body, give you what he really needed, he answer fast. So all the time, this guy in the mirror, I have a huge bump. Now I finish here, I go to make my arms day. So sure, you're gonna see me in the mirror. Oh, this is good, this is coming, this is popping out. So, but this is like not entertainment, but make some kind of motivation.
Exactly, like some kind of a motivation for yourself. Because let's say if you're training someone and you have been training them for a while, if they don't see the change in their body, if they don't see the change in their lifestyle, they would start questioning, like, why am I doing this? So like a way of motivation for you, for me, for everyone else is to see the change in the time and effort which we put, and the dedication and commitment which we put. So we need to see the change. This is why we do it, because it makes you feel more confidence. It makes you feel more better about yourself.
No, but remember, normal person. Now maybe you're gonna talking about bodybuilders. So bodybuilders, I don't have too much experience. I'm starting competing. I started training and competing my first time 2007, 2008. I was the champion in my state, and the first time that I compete, and South Brazil, Porto Alegre, like a Mr. Porto Alegre, Mr. Rio Grande do Sul, like a Mr. State. And after that, I have some more other competitions, and after that, I came here. So I'm stopped, put all my focus in teach Jiu Jitsu for kids. And that time, man, I become huge and fat. So that's why I return and come back to training for bodybuilding. They've asked, why you practicing bodybuilding, not jiu-jitsu? But I love jiu-jitsu. It's my passion, but also it's my job. So I need to preserve them. And even I get to make many injuries in jiu-jitsu, for competing along for more than 11 years. I got 11 years to get my black belt. I compete a lot for this time. So at these times, I was able to look at many trainers, many coaches, many pedagogy process, many didactic. I have opportunity to learn with the scientists, with the trainer of the top athletes like Ayrton Senna, Nuno Cobra. I think you heard them.
Oh, yes, of course.
I have some courses of them with many trainers, Brazilian, from the football players, trainer for football trainer, learning how they motivate, how they train, how they periodize the training for them. And I start looking in, okay, I come to bodybuilding, I can see what I can arrange of this and for preserve myself. And because for me, jiu-jitsu, nowadays they follow one different way that go against the body types. So for you have advantage in some categories, you must have one body type. Understand? So this go against of my body type. And even for me, for my weight division, I must have around to be like a fit in the world level competition. I must have around 67, 65 kilos for my taller.
This is in terms of jiu-jitsu competing?
Yes. So it's like a judo in another place. They start to create one standard of the player. But not only about this, I have too much injuries all the time that I start to push myself to compete, lose weight, and have too much too much mobility. I don't have more this. 50 years old man, I don't have more this.
I'm getting old. It's not happening.
So what sport that I can fight in the same level of the young guys, and this maybe don't give me too much injuries? Bodybuilding strength, because it's more control. You can control your limits. You can control your far, because it's more related not only about strength, it's about your diet. It's go against everybody think. No, everybody sounds the only gear. So, no, but it's not. So since there I started to compete in 2000, man, I'm around 90 kilos, 35% body fat.
Oh.
I'm fat, stress. I was in the doctor because at the time I'm writing my master thesis, working from 7 until 7, teaching kids jiu-jitsu. And I go home, sit down, really exhausted, and writing, making researches. So completely sedentary, complete. And I go to the doctor, they say, "What's your job?" I say, I'm a coach, a PE teacher. Really? Really? I am advise you to make sports because you almost die. Your cholesterol high, your testosterone barely have something. Man, when she say, "Oh, testosterone is low," I look at her.
I need to change.
Don't say this for me.
Okay, now you got my attention. When you said that testosterone is low, you got me.
No, because it's a huge point here when you come to Emirates here, you stay locked inside. It will take a sun, maybe in 3-4 months. And that time here, for how long you're here?
25 years.
25 years?
Yes, I came here when I was 4 years old.
Oh, that's great. I arrived here in 2009. So now you have a better weather than before.
Yes, very true.
Better weather. So far now you have maybe you can enjoy maybe 6 months of sun. Before you don't put your step.
You cannot walk outside on the beach, or it's impossible.
So the first thing that you receive is this stamp, your vitamin D, finish. You don't take sun, vitamin D, vitamin C, cortisol high, testosterone low. I'm
Complete mess.
down. Okay, and that time I have a Dubai muscle show. I was there with my family. I'm like that, all gonna you play sumo now, just come to see. I'm with my friend, man, next year we will be there. It was happen. I say in 1 year, if man, I bring my computer, you look at my chart, start training like 2 times, running, dieting for 35% body fat to stage. Of course, I don't stay between 6, but I have a huge conditioning. I have a great, I came to 90 kilos to around 4% body fat and 69 kilos.
Oh, within a year.
In 1 year.
That's amazing.
In 1 year. So that to say, I can't do, I say many excuses for my, sure, really.
Really? Let me tell you about it. Come, let me tell you.
Well, I'm working, care about the family, and train. Sometimes I wake up 4 morning, same you here, wake up 4 morning, come my training, go to school, break the school, I walk in, finish the school, go to the gym, finish the gym, go to another job, finish the job, go to the gym again, running, walking, and diet like a bird, eating like a bird, struggles, stress, and keep it going. Again, you need, if you want something, you can do it. Just keep going. And 2019, I compete in Dubai Muscle Show. After we have the COVID for 2 years. After returning, competing 2021. 2021, I have 8 shows. I make 8 tournaments.
8 shows in a year.
In a year.
Oh.
And 2002, I make more 7. And this year I make it 2 competitions. Every competition, I compete 75 kilos. I compete with young guys, adults from 20 years old to 40. And masters from 40 above. Always competing these 2 divisions. So that I say why I choose one sport that give you for an old guy to compete with the young. Because when the judge evaluate you, sometimes I have advantage with the young because my muscle is more matured, more developed. I have more time in training. So yeah, that's why I choose this sport.
Let me ask you something, Jian. Like, how does your diet go through a year when you compete? Like, for example, on an off season and on when you compete and you start preparing for the competition. Like, how do you change your diet from an off season to a competing season? Like, what are the changes that you do in your lifestyle, in your food?
Oh, it's the huge. One is the size of the bag.
And one thing, on an off season, the size of the bag is big. Let me tell you this.
So you need to arrange and buy some big bag. So do the amount of calories. So the first is the amount of calories. Always I set first my diet. I set the calories. Calories first, and after going down. For first you need to set the plan. You need to plan your year. How many shows do you have it, and if where is the, like we start the year, I have one competition in July. So my off season basically is gonna be like a 3 month, 4 month maximum, because after I need to going down. So it's better for me. I don't go make one off season. They say don't make a bulking with free meals, eating like trash. The bodybuilder is always under control. You must control your food. You need control. Or I'm controlling 4,000 calories. I'm controlling 5,000 calories. I control in 2,000 calories. controlling 10,000 calories. This is huge. Bodybuilders eating like a hell.
Very true.
So do you want to think and compete bodybuilding? First, you need to organize your macro cycle. Macro cycle, you need to look like a macro cycle is like a competition seasons. Then where is your competitions? After your competition season, you need to plan how many months for prepare for the show. Like the first show also, sometimes you need more time. It's a matter how your condition. The sequential shows, maybe you don't lose and you need too much. It's just a transaction because you can't gain too much in 2-3 months. Understand? Because you have a process of the sometimes bloating or
very true.
After training you need to control your reboot and return to the training, check the injuries, returning to the high weights after going down again. More professional, they still the same. They have one, they keep in shape all the year. Keep in shape all the year. And what they happen, close to the competition, they restrict a little bit more the calories, remove the carbohydrate, have the load of carbohydrate. Just that, just to manage the carbohydrate during the pre-competition. This is like a 2 months before the competition, 1 month.
So like 1 to 2 months before to the competition, they start cutting the carbohydrates. Why do they do that? Like, why do they start cutting the carbohydrates from the diet in specific?
The specific is more for the skin, become more close. Because have two things. One is the amount of the water that the carbohydrate put inside of the muscle. And when you control the water that you put inside the muscle, do you adjust for your division, the body weight division, or you adjust for your shape? For a matter, it's like I go and cut until I'm achieve what the refers, what they want to see. Like I have a hamstrings, but I have too much water and fat. So less carbohydrate I have, more fat is used, and less water I put inside. So I activate more my process of fat. A little bit more activate compared to the off season. I put more cardio. I put more focus in the cardio. I put more less water inside, so the water can leak in for the interstitial for the skin, so the skin will be more tight in your muscles. So it's a illusion process. So bodybuilding is not competition. Is you don't stay this all the year like the people say. We stay like at 30%, 20% close to the competition. When it comes to the competition,
you go to 100% of what you want.
change the diet, change it everything to have exactly what the refers want to see. And we say, I need to improve more hamstrings, I improve my arms, I need to show more details, the fibers, striations. After that, other competition become more easy because you already changed the first one. So to achieve the results of the second, you don't need too much time. But otherwise, you can to gain muscle in the time. When you have with more competitions you have during the year, it's more hard to you go high, you develop. So that's why you need sometimes 1 year, 2 years to gain real muscles. Deep muscles, deep tissues to training. You must stay in the top. You must stay in the top training because all the time you're cutting to get strength is not only amount of the reps. You need power also. You need to make a good deadlift. You need to have training. And if all the time that I go down, you create your tendons become more sensitive. So once you return back and in your mind, you think as Superman, I'm gonna put the same weight and bang!
You get a tear.
Yeah, so that's happened. This is the most of the injuries happen. Or when you wake up like a football players the weekend. Make me warm up, go play, kick. The first kick, tear.
You got a tear, yeah.
So this happens same in the bodybuilders. So now they need to care about this kind of the periodization to achieve the results. So as you ask, about the periodization, about
exactly.
the periodization, about the training, working, off-season, and contest. So it depends on the number of competitions you have. It's not only for, as I say, for athletes. They have a competitions. Bodybuilder, professional, they have two kinds of bodybuilder. Professional bodybuilders and amateur bodybuilders. Amateur bodybuilders, that guy, they want to show improvements in his shape, but they do not compete. Most of the person want to show in the street, go to the beach, even is not functional. So it's like this beauty in the window, just from here to the top.
And that's it.
But when you think a professional bodybuilder, they need to train for complete. They need to training. They think about competitions. I need to training for develop and achieve what the referees ask. I need to be better as possible because competition in bodybuilding is not fair.
In what sense?
It's not fair. It's like another sport. You never, because one, doesn't matter how much you training, you have a huge conditioning, but you never know who's going to stay beside you.
Okay.
So you can't be prepared for it. That's why it's not fair. So the referee can say you need to develop more your legs, you need to develop more your proportion, your symmetry. You need to have more striations, your abs. They must have a V-taper. Your shoulder must be puff. Arms must be proportional. Your left must go same side. Your up, same down. They must have an X shape. And front and back, because in front everybody is strong. But when you turn it back,
then you're gonna see the differences. Yeah.
That you see the bodybuilder. Bodybuilder is front and back. That's the bodybuilder.
I see.
That's the bodybuilder. So the bodybuilder need to think of all this along all the year to achieve these results in one competition. That's the difference between non-professional bodybuilding and amateur bodybuilding. Professional, but they say I'm professional. Okay. I like it. They say I'm a professional athlete. I love the terminology athlete. In my opinion, athlete is that guy that live for training. They have a sponsor. They have a sponsor that give everything they needed.
Provide for them
food, supplement, money, everything. He live for training.
And everything else is just ready for him. He just have to come to the gym, train, and go.
That is athlete.
Yes.
Professional athlete. You have an amateur athlete that you have your job and you participate of some competitions. Same me. I have my job and I have my job and participate of some competitions. But that's why it's not fair, because sometimes when you go to this stage, you compete against professionals. You compete against another person that you don't know. Even in same in the martial arts, when I started to study more about, look, most of the competition that they put the kids, I don't like competition for the kids because it's not fair. Because when they put here kids to compete with 3 month participation, they put in the same bracket for compete against this kid. One huge boy with the family support, everything is too aggressive. And this boy, the challenge for him, it was go inside of the gym.
Yes.
For kids, they challenge them and they look at the dad and don't cry.
Yes.
Look at the others go out. Or the challenge for them is stay out of the telephone.
Exactly. Like
The
nowadays, yeah, it's
think you go inside and stay face with another kids. Sometimes I make one activity for the kids. Okay, everybody run. When I say stop, everybody stay face to face, say your name, introduce, shake your hand. They don't know how to shake the hand, and you still like this.
yes.
They don't know how to talk
To
in each other,
interact with
interact,
others.
socialize. They don't know. But think this kid in one competition with a different person, with no cope with the struggles, with pain, have a anger, have a real life.
Yes.
Real life. He prepare for real life.
Yes.
And another no. So he's not fair. So it's the same in some kind of bodybuilding competition. You prepare, but
You don't know who are you competing with.
so that's why is I say for nobody stay upset if you lose, because you need to fight against some circumstance that you don't know. The circumstance that you know is you need to fight against you don't know.
But actually, like when I think about it, like for example, competing is one way for me as, let's say, an athlete or an amateur to know my limits and to know what's the next border, what's the next tier that I can cross. Like, because when you train alone or train with your friends, you only see that, for example, this is the top hierarchy. This is the maximum level, which I know. But when you compete, you see people have pushed even more. So now, like, you have another goal which you can strive for the next year.
No, that's no, sure, absolutely. Like calling that some persons that don't have is not prepared for cope with these deals. The people want everything fast today. They wanna be champion today.
Like this.
Not for one guy be a champion, they spend 10 years.
Yes.
It's not 1 year, it's not 2 years, not 3 years.
Yes. They spend their whole life doing this.
So you spend your whole life. So you need to have your mind under control. You understand, oh, the guy is good for another competition. So go to another competition. So the another competition maybe don't have other players stronger than you. So you have a more advantage. But even you make your best. Even you make your best. So they say in bodybuilding, they train to be the best as they can. In this division, they have some parameters. All them, they have the same size, same taller. What you must do to have advantage? You must be maximum shred. You must have a more maximum density for this body weight. This is in the competition bodybuilding, and even sometimes they have a different refers for one competition to another, so they have a different opinion. So they judge you different.
So the refers in different competitions, they look for different things.
They have the same. They are trained to look the same proportion, definition, symmetry, but depend of who stay. They push the opinion more for one side or for another. Sometimes they bring it for the red judge. What do you think, this or that? No, give it that.
I see.
But why? Because after competitions, most of the competitor go to the refer to ask about why I get a second, why I get a third, why he won me, why I lose, what my weak points, what I need to do to improve for the next competition. So they should be able to tell you why you lose.
Yes.
Compared to the another had to stay in the table in the stage, that stay in the stage, and you compare to the previous time. Because the judge, they scan you frequently, more times. Oh, you're making great improvements. You get a size, you get a deal, but compared to them, you're not enough. You're not enough. You need training more. If you stay shred, and the guys have a size, but if shred with the size of this guy, what they choose, the shred or size?
The size.
Most of them, they prefer good symmetry and conditioning and shred. Good symmetry and shred, then size. But if these guys have a good symmetry, have a size and a little good striation, he take it because have a more proportion. I only 2 skills. He have a little bit of all. You understand? So
I see.
what they refer choose is up to them.
I see. Jian, like there's a question which I usually think about, but I don't know the exact answer for. Maybe you can help me with. Like when I look at bodybuilders, like I see that they are people with big muscles and they look strong. And when I look at powerlifters, for example, or weightlifters, I see that looking at them, they don't have, let's say, the same amount of muscle for the eye to look. Although when it comes to strength, I see, for example, powerlifters, although they are big, but they lift bigger weights. So why is that? Like, why is it not if you have a bigger muscle, it means that you can lift bigger weights? Like, is there something which we don't understand perfectly? Because like if you look at powerlifters, for example, they look huge, but they don't have the proportion in muscle, they don't have the shape, they don't have etc. However, they compete in strongmen and they lift big weights and they do things which is like they cannot do compared to bodybuilders. And I understand that it's a different sport, but in terms of strength, why is it not like if you have a bigger muscle that you can lift more? This is my question.
But if you see most of bodybuilders, they are very strong.
Yeah.
They're very strong.
Very true.
Bodybuilders, sometimes they have a great amount of muscles, and powerlifters, sometimes they have the same amount of muscle of a bodybuilder.
But they can generate more power. For example, let's say in a strongman competition, like you don't see a bodybuilder competing and, for example, winning against someone who have been practicing only to be in a strength aspect. Like, is there something for the way that these people train compared to the way that the bodybuilders train in terms of reps, in terms of weight? Because usually powerlifters train in 1 to 3 reps.
Let's talk about the volume. Let's count how many sets, how many reps, and how many weight, how many tons one bodybuilder lifted. Man, 5, 10,000, 30,000 tons. If you count one, rep by rep, 45 minutes training. If you count around 30,000 tons.
Okay.
In one training. This is total volume. If you count, multiply all them. You don't see this in the powerlifter.
Very true.
The first aspect. This create one different expand of the energy for bodybuilder. This aspect of the shape of for understand how much the energy one powerlifter spend and one bodybuilder spend. For have this amount of the volume, the tons, I can't lift too much weights, because for lift too much weights, I need a little bit more time for recover. 2-3 minutes. Powerlifter have this characteristic, like for lift weights and talk about shape or talk about
the weight.
Lifted weight. 1, genetic. 2, of course you can training, but they have one characteristic. Second one, the system to training biomechanical for lift. And even training, if you take any one bodybuilder and he start to training like a power lifter,
it will shift.
You shift.
It will start shifting.
Anyone is an option. Like you put in more deadlifts than me, and you, how many kilos do you have?
70, 60, 70. Yeah.
So you put maybe double deadlift than me. because my priority is not in terms like here in pre-contest is not putting too much weight.
I see.
In the powerlifting, you always think about have one periodization also. Have a periodization they need to respect for competing, for training. And they must have some kind of the shape, more area, more pressure. Remember, with more area, they have more pressure inside and outside, and the biomechanical is better. Is more, they have advantage. Like if I have one chest like that, and one chest like this, my movement becomes short.
Very true.
When I squat and my legs big or I'm short, my hamstring when I squat become close to the ground. So it's the biomechanical. When I'm squat and I have a small waist, I need to put a lot of belts, and I need someone guy behind me to hold. They say, why do you use the belt for your back? No, it's for increase the pressure to help you to go up. Otherwise, remember, in your back, you have in your spine, you have low back, is huge muscles, but your belly, no, it's only your abdominal, only 3 muscles, transversal, obliquus, and ret. Only these 3 muscles. And most of the person when make a squat, come hernia or tear or hams or something happen in your abs. So they use the belts for help, they increase the pressure and protect the abs. And the people, you don't see people most of the time, they don't train abs.
Very true.
Don't train abs. And so the bodybuilders have a small waist. And nowadays they put in more advantage for have a more waist, the more classical, because before the bodybuilders they are square.
Yeah, they used to be like they have like a bigger bellies, like they got to a point
now they look for more like a classic bodybuilder, something more beautiful, more attractive, not so huge, not so freak. And so do you see me? I mean, sometimes they use the belt all the time. You see all the bodybuilders and training vacuum is to have a small waist and give you like a X design. So huge legs, small waist, huge back.
Like, does wearing the belt help in conserving the thickness to go more out?
Yeah, they have two things. The belt, they say it's for loose, no, belt not for loose fat. The function of belly is give you some proprioceptive like control of your tonus and of your waist. You keep because when you stay relaxed, you feel in the belt. Also, you need to you suck your belly inside. So deactivate your transversal, your diaphragm, keep your rib cage more tight, your low back more lock, your core more engaged all the time. Is more static.
Very true, because like when I usually do like a lift, like when I do some big lifts, like the more I suck in, the more I feel my spine aligned and stronger compared to if I blow too much out.
Yeah, because they preserve like the pressure. So you have 2 kinds of the belt. You have the long belt that you use during the day, that elastic that I took before, that you keep them during the day, and the belt, that huge one that you use for squats, for deadlifts. But the belt should be used only in the 2 or 3 sets heavy. I don't advise, because otherwise you lose the functionality of your core, your low back. Sometimes if you use the belt for hold, most of the people use the belt for hold the belly. It's not for any. They start to use the belt during the all the session. So what's happened when you remove, your low back is weak, your belly is weak, because who make all the power?
The
belt.
Because it depended too much on the belt now.
So if you want to have a good performance, you use the properly weighted belt, you must use at least only in the heavy sets. On the last 2, when you challenge yourself, like Doesn't matter. Like in the back, I don't use it because no makes sense.
There's no.
If you make if you make a one row barbell rolls, so okay, you can do it because your belly gonna be distended. But otherwise, in pull downs, rows, stand, all the time that you stay in your tortazes, in the stand,
straight line,
in a straight line, you don't need it. Only in case when you go down, have a much pressure, like a deadlift, squats, leg press. Leg press I have some concerns about because your legs come over.
Yes, and it
like
doesn't feel comfortable usually.
sometimes you have some scratches in your legs or in your ribs, but when you put a lot of weights, it's important. So you need to use a comfortable belt. I like to use some belts is more large and is more flexible for this kind, for leg press and so my advice, use this. Come back in for the power lifters. Come back the training. They have a huge body force to be in agreement with the biomechanical that they needed. So that's why sometimes it's very hard to see one power lifter with small waist because they need a lot of pressure.
Very true. Yes,
they need a lot of pressure.
You see that they have like a thick waist. They usually have like a thicker waist because, like as you said, they need to have bigger pressure to be able to generate more power. In a sense.
Of course. So you need the biomechanical. So these guys, if you see, they want to bring something over. First, they put over the legs. After they put it over the belly. After they put over the shoulders. You need to create some tricks. You need the structure to support this, to give you more. To hold the stuff more comfortable. Comfortable. You put it to one stone with 200 kilos, comfortable over. So, no, this is insane. But that's for me is the basically difference between the bodybuilders and the powerlifter in terms of the biomechanical and the size, the circumferences. Also the tissue, the type of the fiber is different. So the fibers of the bodybuilder is more mixed. Don't have one more fast, one more slow. They are all
a mixture
them
of fast and slow twitchers.
Otherwise, it's the power lifters. They have a more for strength fibers type compared to the bodybuilders. Even because bodybuilders, you need to be able to put more water inside for create the aesthetic, the pump. Ready for another side, the power lifters, if they have a too much pump inside of the muscles, just create the advantage for them. It become bad for them because he need to hold something. If they have a too much muscle, they can't hold properly. They can't lock the hands like they are already big. If they have the muscle become too thick,
it will stop in their way in the lift.
They have some limitations to biomechanics. Even the Jiu Jitsu player, when they start to looking for conditioning, the first thing my students in Brazil, okay, I want to training to be tough and good. Okay. Do you want to be hands-on to the beach or do you want to be a sport or do you want to be a sportsman? It's two different ways, two different things. But I can make it like this. You can, but I become strong like you know.
It's not gonna happen.
No, you don't become never like a Schwarzenegger. You know this? Don't freak out. You're never gonna be like this. But once you need to think, once you create modifications in the structure of the players, talking about sports players, you change the biomechanical. So you start to interfere in something that give advantage to them. So like a boxer, I have one movement in a straight line, but once you modify this, the muscles, the size, of course, you modify the biomechanical. You modify the torque, force, power, speed. So you need to see once these become advantage or not for your player. I make I'm gonna prepare someone for Jiu Jitsu. You need to train more my reps because most of them they have injuries in the hamstrings, the low back. But you need to train your glutes, you need to train your low back. But in 2 point, I can develop. Or if I go further than this, I don't give advantage for him. He comes low. He lose the flexibility if he don't training. He get weight. So you need to think, not compare. Of course, you gain size,
but you lose speed.
So I prefer give you strength and a little bit size, because for give strength I need to give a little size, not only change the fiber, they need to give size. Because when you think about competition in sport and combat sports, your first armor is your muscle. So you need the muscle for protect the impact against the impact. Even in sports, you need the muscle for prevent injuries. You need size, you need strength, you need tendon strong. Other point they say most of them they use some kind of gear, steroids or something like that, and I'm strong. But I say, okay, you get it, your muscle, but you develop your muscle in the geometrical progression, in your tendons in arithmetic progression. So sometimes you think you're strong, you have a huge muscle, but when you put in real speed, that you need to break, stop the movement, and your tendon is not ready because you have acceleration. That's why you have acceleration, deceleration. They have acceleration, deceleration, the run, acceleration, the punch. So I'm gonna give you the punch. Okay, your chest, your trunk, your shoulder, your triceps create the movement for concentric for the punch. But when do you cross the movement? What break the movement? What stop the movement? Your low back. If you don't have the capacity to stop the movement and return to be ready, I lose this time. I need to think the action and reaction. I need to think the left and right. I need to think the left side, right side, agonist, antagonist. So I need to prepare 1, 2. And this they need to be strong to create the contraction, the impact. But at the same time, the tendons of antagonist must be strong enough to hold the power, the force of the agonists. So that's why you need to prepare not only muscle, but tendons. So that's why you go there and stretch the elastic, make the ballistic, make eccentric, train the tendons, very slow movement, make ballistic movements, like one of the ballistic movement that I most like here, kettlebells.
Yes.
It's one of the most ballistic. When I'm start to learning kettlebell with Pavel.
Pavel, the Russian
American, the first one in the 90s. In 90s, I start learning.
Yeah.
Functional training. I remember when I go to the gym.
Yeah.
They call me, this guy is crazy. It's crazy. They come here with elastic. Do you think it's this what? Elastic chains, kettlebells. Man, they look, what is this? The circles. Most of functional training, that's another point that talk about when you choose a good professional, don't confuse. They think like a functional trainer specialist, like a claw. Like claw. They work in the circles. Yeah. So in most trainers, I look at this, I'm gonna do it because this become popular.
Yes.
No. Functional training, you need to make it according exams. It's like when I learning functional training, when I start to learn in serious, functional training is a mix between physiotherapy and sports performance. Because functional to sports have a functionality for sports. Bodybuilding is not functional for sports.
It's the sport itself, like the function.
Bodybuilding is functional for bodybuilding. Like a weight, strength training machines is functional for bodybuilding. Once you put this in walking, running, and change directions, and accelerate, decelerate, produce torque, force, power lifter, throwing up, throwing down,
Different thing.
it's different thing.
Totally different.
Like the strength training is like a 10% of your total conditioning. So can like a spart, you must stay up, you must down, up, down, spart, like 10, 50, 20, 10, 50%. And inside, like for prepare your armor. Bodybuilding is like armor. Of course, it's good for produce power, produce pork, develop testosterone, but it's just part. Kettlebell is one tool. Agility ladder is one tool. Power lifter is one tool. So everyone have your moment during the training. Once you make it one tool, 100% I think is wrong. You must know how one good the terms of the trainer. I'm sports development trainer. I don't think about bodybuilder. Bodybuilder is my pleasure, Jian Bueno. But when you talk about the Jian Bueno trainer, I'm training a bodybuilder. Okay,
now we're gonna train
the amount of the strength training machines is higher, but even you need it in some terms. Stability, you need range of motion, you need to train in your flexibility. You maybe 10% of the session, you need to develop these skills for prevent injuries, for relax the tissue, relax the tension, because bodybuilding is create too much tension between joints, so you stay stuck. So you need to relax and remove it to the tension between the joints to remove the inflammations. When you think about martial art, when you think another sport, golf, any sport, you need to looking for different how you're gonna improve the performance of this guy. One shooter, they need to make a meditation because they need to control the breath.
Control the breathing.
So when I make some tactical shooting, in Brazil, I make a course for tactical shooting. I love it. After last year, I was in the Texas, make the same. It was amazing. They make a huge camp of fighting.
Yes.
Say porrada, running, porrada. These guys you put the gun here, the other guy holding you.
Yes.
Try to catch your gun. After you need to run and shoot. And you need to control your breath. So you think about this, how you prepare one guy for it. So how you gonna distribute the training during the year, during 1 month, during one session, during 1 week, during one section. How many equipments do you need it? Why this equipment is important, and why he gonna change? How the effect of this equipment to develop the performance for the another equipment that you're gonna use to develop for another equipment
that you're gonna need to do something.
It's like use ballistic in the kettlebell. Ballistic gonna help you for clean. Why kettlebell? One hand. You lead one paravertebral side, left glutes. Paravertebral, you double side. So you create the balance. You develop the balance between sides. You create like a ballistic movement between hamstring, glutes, and low back. So you're gonna do the same like elastic. You like a kicking for your flexors. You have for the kettlebell. You use your extensors of the spine. So how you make the same for the flexors? Understand? You start to thinking why is important, why is not important. Like I go on, the guys need to kick, and my left leg is a pivot. How he turning the heels? He need to train the heels. So the heel from the left leg they need to it will be more sensitive for unbalance. So you train more balance for this, more balance for this heel for the left side. So you also have a training balance for one side, but when the training performance, you need to train a little bit more hard the dominant side, because this is gonna give me effect. I have 100% of this plan. If I change balance, this not become more efficient, effective.
More effective, yeah.
So this, in one point, if you have a personal trainer that they want to train only balance, they will lose the
advantage of the strong part which you have.
Yeah, so in your athlete maybe have advantage in the competition. So that's the trainer must be able to manipulate the equipments during the season, during the session, during all the training. That's one of the reasons that I look for my doctor degree, to understand more who is these coaches, who is the personal trainers today, who is the coach of the Jiu Jitsu, who is the bodybuilder, who work here today, who is the how the identity of the personal trainer. Do you understand?
What's the PhD that you're taking now, Jian? What's it called? What's the specialty that you're doing?
Training teachers.
Training teachers.
Yeah, training teachers, how to formate teachers. So the idea is you're training teachers for the next century, because most of teachers, when they come for certain age. I have a different kinds of the teachers, trainers. We have teachers, they become teacher by vocational, because father were teachers, because they like the methodology, they are more calm, they have a wide vision. You can see everybody. It's not only about help, but the teacher must have a wide vision. They must think about everything, not only about one point. And they have another side, another teachers. They came from sports. The teacher that came from sports in general, we calling this, they came from one artisanal method. Big one, they look one trainer do one, his teacher do it, and he reproduce it. Martial art,
yes,
it's like I'm artist. I look at my teacher make some kind of drawing, and I'm gonna copy and repeat until the same. So
you, let's say, take the same knowledge which your teacher gave you and you give for the next. Yes,
don't have some kind of the interference, like scientific, to teach them how to learn this. Like the teacher just drawing and the student copy. Don't have any interference method, or it's just copy and paste. In many martial arts, this is the same, because unfortunately, it's not all the coaches and trainers have opportunity to have a courses or have a degree in physical education or sports. Even because I call it more physical education, because physical education more related to pedagogy, didactic, sports development for childs, for all ages, from the 3 years old until 10 until old ages. So it's different. This teacher that came from the sports, they training all his life to become a sportsman. He learning to develop himself. He watch to develop himself, not for develop the offer. He passed all his life to develop himself. In some point of his life, maybe retired and don't have a more achievement, or this person don't have a more any one outcome. He start to think, oh, I need to do something. I don't have more money. What I gonna do? I will become a teacher. You pass all your life developing yourself. Now do you wanna teach others? How?
It's a totally different process.
How? So only when the teachers become old with all his knowledge, he start to thinking in the process of teaching, the pedagogy, how he develop will lead one student from one point to another point, the knowledge. So I need to teach you to jump. I need to prepare approach. I need to show him how to sit, to use actually the legs, movement of the arms, the last movement, jump with your body completely straight, using the calves, use the hamstrings. Not if you see the kids, anyone try, ask anyone to jump. It's scales. Scales, simple thing. But this is a process. So it's like inside of the skills, complex skills, like all sports are complex because involve like torsions, extensions, many movements in the short time. So these are complex. Take decisions at the same time. You must take decision of the postures. You have one posture, you need to finish it in the another posture.
You have to start here and finish there.
Here. And you need to take a decision how you're going to handle this. So how the teacher going to fragment this process from here to here. That's why many of the kids and persons nowadays, they quit sports because the teachers don't know how to show them
how to, let's say, adjust the process.
Maybe he able to achieve, but not at the time that the teacher want. Because two things. One, maybe I think one that is more that I see is more important. The word is not the same. The people today, it's not the same that our time, that long time. It's more soft. They want things more fast. They have a have a effect of many informations. In the social media. Have the effect of the many news, research.
So they're in a point where they don't know what to believe. Like wherever they look, they find different information about the same topic. So for them, they're like, okay, what should I do? So they just like hear different information from everyone and they don't know what is correct. So they get lost.
That's the point when you come here first. Who are the teacher? Here, your client or your students? You need to provide them what they want, what they needed. So it's the first thing that I ask you for, to see if you're a good trainer or you're an educator or you're a teacher. Who are you? So they also come inside of your values, your personal values. Do you want money? I don't care about what they want. I want my money. They care. You see many clients. You want. I don't care more. So give me money. Gone.
If you want to do, if you don't do, it's up to you.
So, but one educator is gonna show you the process. He's gonna fragment the process. He's gonna see your limitation like a personal trainer, not in sports, not only in sports, like a personal trainer. They're gonna give you one movement. They're gonna fragment them. Gonna give you can achieve into here. You have 100% of success in this achievement. You go further. Or you're gonna create some complexity. You like before, or increase a little bit weight, or move a little bit, change the start pose of the movement. You're gonna start running from here to there. Before you start this position, now you start with one knee on the ground. Now you start with two knees on the ground. Now you start with your belly on the ground. Now you start with your back on the ground. You need to stand up and run. Do you understand?
You have to segment the movement for them.
Yeah, I increase some kinds of the difficult. I put some barriers to develop the skills. The idea is not to run, but they use the body the different ways. How he gonna stand up? He gonna already tell me each side is dominant. For each side, he get more. He start to stand for the left side. He start to
which leg starts going. It means that he's more dominant in this side.
Yes, if he stay laid down, each hand he put first to the ground. Do you understand? So the teacher start to have this kind of division, complex of the movements, not on the end of the movement, but during the process. This the real teacher. The real teacher is not. He don't want only the end. The end, of course, is good, but you need to be focused in the process. Like my passion, I don't care about that. I look like this small movement, like this small angle that you work to create the performance. Okay, you achieve this, you have a performance, you're feeling good, now you go further. You feel motivated. You create confidence in your movement. You don't feel inconfident, like incompetent. You don't feel, because when you try to do something, you feel incompetent. You fail, you're
gonna give up.
So you need to explain to first you need to achieve stand up. After stand up and give it 2 steps. Stand up in 3 steps. Now you're gonna do it the same with another leg. I need to see how you answer for another leg and create the movement. Like make one barbecue, or gonna make one punch or one kick, like a one arm lock in Jiu Jitsu. You need create all the movement, the fragmented, and teach step by step.
Like you need to give them the process to get to the final movement, let's say, like everything in between.
Yeah, that's because you can show you the general movement, beleza, okay. This is many kinds of process, like a kids. Sometimes I don't teach them because it's boring. Teach one movement, or the kids need to be fun, need to be attractive. I show them, okay, hold it here, and try to put it down. Simple. From then, so I make the process reverse. I make something more attractive and go cleaning. And if they start boring, I return. Understand? But the teacher should know where is the best point. I start from general part, or you're too advanced. You already know you're advanced. I must train you only in the special part that you really needed. It make a difference in the end.
And make a difference in your final movement.
That's so once here you see the good trainer, the good coach, and the good educator. Even the teachers, the good teacher compared to another or educator, he's not looking only for neuromuscular effects. You need to look for pedagogical process or emotional process of your student, and comportamental and social relation. So these 3 aspects, you need to see body, you need to see behavior, and you need to see emotion. How the student deal with his own emotions, and the performance, and how the student deal with society, with the others. So because sometimes you're too much under pressure, so you start to lose your family. You put too much focus in your training, you lose your family, lose your kids, lose it. So you need to balance. Sometimes, no, okay, no training today, no training tomorrow. You're already okay. Give attention for your family now.
Yes.
Give your attention to your job, because if you don't have a job, you don't training. You're not athlete. You don't get money for this. So first, your family, after your job. Sometimes job because you need your job for your family.
True.
Because without money, your family the first one to kick you.
Yes.
So attention your job, attention your family after you come back. Because if you come here, if you're start training, if your mind in your job,
you're not going to be able to perform.
you don't do anyone.
You always have things in your mind.
You don't train well, you don't work well, you don't stay for family well. So first you need to train the mental happiness, the mentality of your student, and your behavior in society. How he behave. Like they say, when you, like some students use some kinds of the gears or hormones sort of thing, their behavior changes a lot. So the teachers must to be very careful when they work with this, because you change a life. You can change like the entire life of one person. You can change for the good. Okay, he's a champion, but at price. He kick out of his family. He lose money. He lose his job. He lose his sanity. He lose the health. For what price? For what? And okay, what you do with this medal now?
And you have no one in your life, and your mental capacity is now
no. So you lose everything. So once the medal, the winner become more important than the process. We call this ego orientation. Ego orientation, when the teacher guide the students to win than others for rewards. Like this monster here in the schools. They give you, if you're good, I give you a reward. If you're good, I give you a reward. The kids doing just for reward, don't do it for themselves, not for good society, not for be good.
They're doing it for the present. They're doing it for what they will get in return.
Yeah, forget in return. So, like in Jiu Jitsu, when you change the belt? You change the belt when you behave, when you respect your friend, when you learn the skills. When I ask you 10 movements, then you know the name of these 10 movements, and you know how to develop them, how to make them, you have your first belt. They must give you goals for them. So once you give rewards for nothing, the person don't understand. So another point is this ego oriented. The teacher, most trainers, they are ego oriented. They orientate for win. Well, the wins like I have a bad way because the win. You need to win. You need to feeling good. You need to be above the other. You need to win the others. Of course, in terms of the competition outside, you must develop yourself, because if you go to a job interview, you need to be good than others.
Yes, you have to be better than everyone.
You need to be better than others, but not like be not unpolite. Don't want like with anger, not personal. And for another side, you have a task orientation. The teacher that orientate the students to develop the skills to be better than yesterday, to be better, to improve themselves for the life, for be good professionals. Remember, you need to be good, because in the future they don't choose you because your blue eyes. They choose you because you're better. You have a good skills. You have a good marks. You have. So you need to push the person, the students, to understand they need to develop it because they need it. They need it by themselves, not because only they need to be good for the medal or for reward or for better than others. Must be part of their life, be better. So once you understand this, every day. Now take this person that is ego oriented and take off the challenge. They don't know how to develop themselves because they don't have outcomes. Do you understand my point?
Because they don't have, let's say, something to go for. They don't have a goal in mind.
They don't have goals. So they are, for another side, another that the goal is be better than yesterday. His goal. His goals. Your shape, your goal. Your mind, your goal. Your health, your goal. So every day I need to be better than myself. Of course, we need to care about the self-criticism. Too high self-criticism is become
It will
mental issue.
Yes.
You give a problem because you're never gonna be enough.
Yes.
But for another side, you need, if you don't have a criticism, you don't go ahead.
You won't be able to push yourself forward.
So the good trainer must be a balance between task and ego oriented. Who he gonna training? Drugs. Who needed? Why needed drugs? Steroids. Only 2%. Only if you're a professional bodybuilder or if you're old man. If you're like a more than 40, then you have issues, your testosterone low, this affect your life, bone density, heart. This is approved. This science say this hormonal replacement, so it's is be able to give you extra life.
Yes.
Extra time, extra health. Only these 2%. So once you think about formation of the teachers, they need to talk about competences. They need to talk about values. We need to talk about how this coach, they think gonna be happy in his life teaching, because you remember, you are teacher. You don't come in to reproduce your own success in your students. It's like the parents. They want, my son need to win. Or say, I don't know. I need to win, need to be the best. Only because he is not successful. He wasn't. The family wasn't successful.
So he wants to push the kid to be better
than them. Of course, we need kids. We expect that our kids become better than us. But I want them to create it by themselves. I want to push them to create power, and they develop strengths. But I can't to force them to be like me. It's different world. It's different generation. We have a generation Y, different generation W, X. Every 10 years is a different generation. Every 50 years is a different generation. So the teachers nowadays, they need to know how to deal with different generations, know what they expected, know what they want, know what they needed, and important, they are different to us. They are not the same. So I need to manage my plan, manage my skills, my argument. Today, if you talk more serious, I have some clients that they cry.
Yes, very true.
No.
Because they can't take, because in their home, their family always talk good to them. They always show them the good side of humanity. But let's say, for example, they don't know that people outside, they don't really care about you. They will show you how it's like a jungle.
Yeah.
They might behave with them aggressively. They have to be able to take it. So parents play a role in preparing the child on how to be able to behave in the outside world.
That was one of the points that make me choose this line of the PhD. I come from physical education, start to learn how to deal teaching. After I come a master cardiology. In master cardiology, don't teach me hard. They teach me how to read research, epidemiology, statistics. Open the eyes about how to read articles. Most of the articles nowadays, is like a show off. They put a lot of emotion in one small thing. So like they sell one medicine, they make a lot like advertising for one small effect. So the students come to you as like a example of the belt.
Yes.
Or example of the fasting diet. Fast diet is not a diet. Sorry,
it's a way.
It's a way. So the teacher need to be able to explain, need to have a knowledge and competence to explain and educate. Educate means change the mind of the students, put more information on that for he thinking about. Don't give you only one he want. Or I show you, you give me this diet. I give you 2, 3, 4, 5 different diets that you can manage. Do you have this training? Okay. But according to your evaluation, you can't make the same movement with both knees. You need to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kind of exercise that you need to put in order to develop your skills. So the teacher must have this knowledge to inform his student. I don't say client, it's students. And other point, the teacher should know not only about the knowledge, must control about the emotions of the students, understand the emotions, how to talk, how to put the right motivation in the right time. Sometimes you need to be strong. Sometimes you need to cross the border. You need to. You need to go ahead. Yes. You can't do it. It is just locking in emotion.
Very true. Very true.
And sometimes you need to be kind. That's the difference between the client and student. Well, if you're the client, you're always gonna hold him. Oh, you protect it. You give it
because you need his money. Because he's a client.
Sometimes I say, sorry, I'm a personal trainer. I'm a trainer, and not a psychologist.
Many people like.
I'm not a psychologist.
Yes, I'm
not a nutritionist. I come here. I understand about your points. Sometimes then you talk for us about who you understand, because you need to manage. We need to manage sometimes if you have a huge fight with the couple at home, or the lady have his staying period. This normal staying period. Yeah. You need to you take your plan, trying out. Try next day. So what you can do it today?
Done for today. We're done. Let's imagine that this day doesn't exist. Okay, come back.
Okay. So I'll just. Are you upset? Okay, take a chocolate.
Okay, I understand.
Take a chocolate.
That's the secret. Okay. Have a chocolate. Take it.
Have a chocolate.
I know what you want. Take
it. So you know how to handle it about, and so the points how they make a difference between the teachers, trainers, and that's why I study more to make courses for not like a certification, but give more information for trainers about my area is Jiu Jitsu. So for a study about how to put the Jiu Jitsu players in some level compare, I need to study about physical education competences, sports trainer competences, personal trainer competences.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. You presented a lot of information, and I want to thank you for coming in for this conversation. And I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best in life and for what you're doing. And I think you're trying to make some changes in life, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much, and it's been really nice. Thank you. Best.